obviously after such a high from the last game, what have the last few days been like in training?
The training now from the game. The next game we were free yesterday because we were traveling here to New Zealand, and then of course we take a individual practice today with the substitute practice quite harder, and the players who start 11 was practice at the gym, and then we start tactically against Japan on Wednesday tomorrow, and Thursday.
How does a game like that affect the team, and how do you then approach training? Obviously such a high, so many emotions at the end.
Yeah, it was a special game. First for Sweden against USA. We have competitive against each other for all the tournaments, I think, so it's something special between us. And then of course in the end with the penalty shootout and the last goal and everything, so the emotion was high, so they didn't sleep so well the night after that, so we have to take care of that they don't sleep so well the first night, not tonight either, because of what do they say, the time between Australia and New Zealand, the jet lag. So for that way we have to use emotions, but now we have to start first recover, because we are 1 day after, depends on the small hour, the few hours they have slept. So in that case we have to think about it, don't practice so hard, more recover, but for that we have training anyway tomorrow and Friday, and then of course we have to use it. But now it's Japan, it's a different type of team, and they have played so well so far, so now we have to look forward just against that game.
And speaking of Japan, how are you approaching that game? What do you think their biggest threats are?
They have against Costa Rica, Zambia and Norway playing one way and Spain another way. Against us, I think they're going to play like against Costa Rica, Zambia and Norway. They're going to control the ball. They want to move us, so we have to run and take a bad decision so they can attack and score. So we have to try to get a lot of duels, play physical against them, but we also have to accept that they are good to control the ball and pass the ball, so we have to run maybe longer before we win the ball. So we have to accept something because they are so good, but also try to use our skills to get physical into their bodies and win the ball so we can counterattack against them.
That game against the U.S. was a difficult game. You won all your group stage games, and then you go into that game and very close, very competitive. Does that adversity and coming out of a difficult game like that and advancing, do you think that helps the team going forward to know that they can have a difficult game like that and get through?
Yeah, we've talked about it. We can win in different way against, say, South Africa. First game was this, we had the ball, but they have counterattacks. They were leading. We come back. Now against the United States, it was a difficult game, different game with where I thought it would be, because the United States plays different this game against us, and then they have played for a long time. So they have adapted their way of playing and use more players when they're building up, but have less players in our penalty area. So in that way, there was a tough game against us, and also different what we compare. So for us now, a lot of players haven't played so much this spring. They have been injured and play for the team. So for us, every game help us. They help us to be better. And now a lot of players could play 120 minutes. 2 weeks ago they could play 60 minutes. So that way we're going to be better. And now we're in the tournament, and a lot of players can play a lot of minutes. So even if we can get tired because we play more, we're going to be better. So I think that's be good for us. The game against the United States is going to help us a lot against Japan.
You've come close. Sweden has come close to winning a title before and just fell short. How do you feel about this group? Does this feel like a group that can make the run to winning the World Cup?
Yeah, but I thought when I started 2017, I thought the same all time, and it was quite close in the World Cup on third place, and Olympic second, and European third place. So there's a lot of teams. It's more difficult now because you can see when the teams are good they are and how tough it's going to be. So we know it's going to be really tough if we will win this one. We're good enough to do it, absolutely.
And just on penalties, very quickly.
Yeah.
Had you practiced penalties before the shootout, and are you going to practice them again before Japan?
we give them time, the players, to practice with goalkeeper and the field players, but that way the goalkeeper know where the players will shoot, because they practice. You're going to shoot in that corner, I know that, so it's difficult. So we practice technically and a little tactically for the players, but we can't play the emotions. How do you feel when you're tired, when the pressure, when the people, the crowd? So in that way we don't practice, if you say so, and we don't know who's going to be on the field after 120 minutes either, because we maybe know the 11 who will start, but it can be six subs, so for that way it can be different players and who is in the mood to shoot or not. So we don't decide just before we're going to start a penalty shootout who we will shoot. No, but all the players we give them time to practice. Yes.
The players talked about a sports psychologist and working with them.
Yeah.
And you talked about the pressure of the penalty kicks. How important is the sports psychologist, and how does that fit into the training and everything you're doing here?
It's more important practicing. Some of the players maybe shoot in the club, so they're used with that one. But in our team, we just practice technically, and that's good. But his job, I think, is more important. To practice, to feel the right mood when you go. What will you do when you go with the ball to the penalty, and the people screaming? What shall you concentrate and will focus on? So in that way, I think it's the most important. Yes.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Okay.
much for your
Thank
time.
you.